Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 here today on the channel. We're back on my Soviet Union campaign on the Man the Guns DLC and Road to 56 mod. This is episode 5. In today's episode, we're going to be continuing our war with Japan and hopefully capitulating them here today. So if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new here with notifications on, let me know in the comments, feedback and suggestions for the series thus far and where you'd like me to expand and conquer. It's the 26th of September 1941 and here today we're going to eliminate the Japanese, hopefully. They've had a really interesting war. They are incredibly weak at this point in the campaign. Once we finish off the Japanese, we're going to be able to occupy and annex their eastern bloc states, which they backed, because they backed Romania, Portugal, Czechoslovakia, a fair few players here, and in China as well. Looking at the enemy opposition, I don't think anyone was capitulated. The Philippines was in this war, because if you guys can remember, the first major war was that the United States, when sailing through the Pacific, Japanese forces took out USS Panay. And the states, under the command of Franklin D. Roosevelt, made the decision to go to war with Japan. As a subsequent action of that, 150,000 Americans have lost their lives and 1.3 million Japanese. Mostly due to those high Japanese casualties due to like the Chinese wars going on. But yeah, the United States has absolutely decimated the Japanese Navy, and Allied forces have really taken most of Western China here, which is interesting. We're pushing from the top here now with some of our forces. I've reallocated most of our guys from Western Europe where they were fighting against the Germans and Italians in the last episode. We managed to have a staging ground here in Nagasaki and just north of Osaka as well. We actually have naval supremacy and aerial supremacy throughout as well. So, hang on. It's going to show up now. Sometimes it bugs like that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We have aerial and naval supremacy over the top. We do have some armies further back in Europe. Just keep an eye on the French, even though they were my allies. Yeah, so they were part of the Comintern. They were communists, but now they've turned fascist for some reason. And we still got to keep an eye on the UK and the States, which we could flip as well. But once we get rid of this, the Japanese, we're going to be able to sort out those wars. So, we're continuing to push down through China. There's very few left. It's because they've lost 1.5 million and they've been actually fighting longer than the Axis. So now that we've got a staging ground now, we can send over. So 96% detection. That's fine because we got supremacy there in the sea. But yeah, it's interesting that the fascists in this campaign have been divided and conquered significantly. That's the thing. Germany looked toothless in this save, and the Japanese, due to United States pressure and failing to take China, have slowed down as well. We're going to have to make a lot of front lines here. So the quicker we can take the Japanese mainland, the better. So you push for the smaller island in the south here. Realistically, just try and take as much, like, go to there. And just go. We have a footholding here. We don't want them to raise any garrisons quickly. We just want to push for the mainland itself. Okay, and essentially just make a front line there and push all the way to the back end of Japan. Because it's 30th of September 1941. We're in full effect now, the Soviet Union. And we've sent a lot of armies here. So we've sent over, how many to be exact? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just shy of 200 divisions have gone over. We have 351 and 7,000 battalions in effect. We can try and take their territory quickly. But already, it looks like they're still, thankfully for me, that I usually actually attack the Japanese when I've taken most of China. They're not still fighting, but they are still trying to hold on to China. And they've left Japan mostly... Oh, there's some forces reallocating now from the Pacific. Because if you can get in there quick enough, you can take a lot of territory before they reallocate forces. Because you forget, the thing is, they can just like instantly move forces in and around there. Oh, what? Oh, that makes sense. I was like, okay, there's a fair few forces rocking up here, but where are their... Oh, they are... wow. So, that's actually quite cool as an Australian. So, they've got their territory in Siam there, which they're a part of. No, but the Japanese have actually taken territory there. In the Dutch East Indies. They've taken Papua New Guinea, but they've actually taken Northern Australia. They've taken Townsville. Oh my god, the Japanese are coming. Over the fucking hill, Terry. Right, so we want to try and take out... That was the most Australian name I could think of. Fucking Terry. Fuck you, Clarence. Right, let's move to here. Okay, we need to push for Tokyo. And, just try and push everything to Tokyo. Because the quicker we can take the mainland... The thing is, once the Japanese mainland falls, the better. So we're going to be able to take Japan. Donami arigato, Mr. Murabato. Once we take it, we're going to be able to take it without nuclear weapons. So that's a good thing, I guess. Alrighty. Looks like they're starting to stand and fight. But we might have taken so much of the island that it doesn't matter. If Tokyo goes, is that it? Is she all over, Red Driver? The fall of Tokyo. Soviet forces have converged on Tokyo, and the heavy fighting has been reported throughout the day. Most of the city is now under Soviet control. Excellent. And then push through here. Push for Sendai. Might be the way to go. But we've taken the western half of Japan. So there's a small garrison that's managed to rotate back. But yeah, we saved the Australians. The United States and the Allies benefited most from the war. But the war was won with Soviet blood. Alright, Sendai's now pushing... We're pushing up to Sendai now. And we're about to surround the small Japanese forces that came from the Pacific. And they got caught in the mountains there. And that's it. Victory. The Treaty of Prague. Let's chuck a save, because we don't want the game to crash during this. Alright, I am using a player-led peace conference mod along with Road to 56, Chaos AI, Faction Manager, and some UI buffs. So, we'll do the same as we did in the last episode. I personally prefer doing the peace conference myself, not leaving it to the AI, and trying to, fairly as possible, dish out the territory between my allies and such. But obviously, I'm a human player. There's going to be a bias somewhat. So we need to deal with Czechoslovakia, Romania, Portugal, China, Japan, and Poland. Well, looking at Eastern Europe, that's probably the easiest way to go down. So we declared war upon Romania, if you guys can remember, which brought in Poland and Czechoslovakia. We did most of the fighting and the dying here. Bulgaria did hit them on the counter-attack and help. So overall, I think just Poland, Czechoslovakia, Romania should realistically just all go to the Soviet Union. We want to rule this area with essentially an iron fist, along with Danzig as well. So Eastern Europe is firmly under our control. Now, Portugal's interesting because French forces actually seized the territory and capitulated them on the mainland. So the French have the strongest claim to Portugal. However, they do have a lot of foreign territories as well. I think I might just straight up give it to the French. The French have helped us out a lot in this war, but unfortunately, they're turning a bit fascist. But Portugal and their African territories, there's even like... no, they don't occupy any territory over here. They might have Timor or something. Yeah, Portuguese Timor they have. I thought there was some territories over there. Alright, let's have a look at Asia, what we're dealing with. So there's a couple of ways we can look at this. So, firstly, there's a couple of divisions. So, mostly in Western China, we didn't really do anything, and I don't feel right taking that territory. Allied forces mostly took a lot of it. In the north, near Manchukuo, we did most of the fighting, along with Korea and in Japan as well. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give India Tibet. We'll give India all of that, firstly, so we'll make sure that goes to Allied forces. And what's this? The Thunder Dragon Empire. Okay. We'll give that to India as well. Now, ideally, we would probably divide up Communist China, which is here, which are my allies. We'd probably give them control, along with, like, Manchukuo and stuff. But you'd also, like, puppet an allied-backed China here. But I don't think that's possible because you can't give direct puppets to people. So we're going to have to probably just give most of it to probably India here as well, just because they're the closest. We could give it to these guys because these were allied back, and maybe some of these guys as well. So we'll try and dish it up between the three. We'll see how we go. Alright, so we'll give them some territory in the north. Actually, we'll just give that all to... yeah, because we want to swing it the other way, don't we? So that can have some territory. Because the Allied-backed Chinese should probably have some. Yeah, and we'll give you most of the south there as well. Along with like Hong Kong and stuff. Yeah, that'll be good. You can have that. And then the rest basically can go to the Soviet Chinese regime. Yep, so then we've got the Chinese Soviet Republic, which is here. So we'll give them the rest of reorganized China. We'll also give them the entirety of Manchukuo. And we'll give them most of the outlining Japanese territories here as well. So in this alternative history, some of the other Chinese states allied back are a lot stronger, but the Chinese Soviet Republic still has a lot, and the Korea's been puppeted there as well. Okay, so now that leaves the Japanese mainland and some of their island states as well. Couple of options. We could bring it under Chinese rule. Potentially, we could divide it between China and Korea, Japan. I'm nearly tempted to do that, to be honest. Because the Soviets, Chinese stood with us, and the Koreans that we liberated were communist-backed as well. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Instead of bringing in a Japanese state, we'll give it to a communist-backed China and communist-backed Korea. We'll divide it in half. So probably like that, right? So we'll give that to the Chinese, and then we'll give the rest to the Koreans. I gotta wish there was a better way to sort through this. Yeah, we'll give the rest to North Korea. And they can hold that. Yeah, and then we split up Japan. And then what I'll do is I'll just give the rest of the Japanese territory to them. Boom, that's it. The Treaty of Prague is now done. Let's end things there. The Japanese war is over. The Treaty of Prague has been done. Alrighty, 38 states were taken. Denmark has now joined the Allies. Oh my god! 330,000 equipment has been seized. Alrighty, so we've got some isolated troops. The French are probably trying to go against us. And we're going to sort out a lot of this stuff as well. Wow, wait, so what are wars are still going on? Ecuadorian Peru. And there's a Chinese war going on as well. But as you can see, we've managed to take our eastern territory here now. Whew, 327 factories. The French state here has those Portuguese occupied territory. We've got Soviet North Africa here. We've also got the People's Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. India's taken territory. So yeah, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, these guys are Allied backed. Even though he's communist and he's authoritarian. So China occupies a lot of what we consider modern day China, along with Manchukuo, with Mao Zedong. He occupies Western Japan, and North Korea under Kim Il-sung occupies the western half of Japan as well, and China occupies most of the Pacific and Chinese Sea, South China Sea. So that's good. Oh, are they not in it? What? Oh, no matter. We can still bring them into the fold. Yeah, Chinese Soviet Republic. The Chinese Soviet Republic. That's a bit... No, I thought they were in it. Oh, well, we can force it. It's no matter. We'll definitely 100% bring them in. We're going to have to. It was just deceiving that it says Soviet there, even though they're technically not in. Oh, well, no matter. Unfortunately, guys, it's time to end the video here. Thanks for watching. We've dealt with the Japanese now, but as you can see, the Comintern is incredibly strong. We've got to watch out for this betrayal of the French, which could very well happen. And we can probably deal with the Allied forces under the command of Winston Churchill in Great Britain and Franklin D. Roosevelt in the state. Whoa, War Plan Gold. What's that? Wow, intervention against the French. Really? Britannia rules the waves. We could very well just kick the French state out of our faction if we wanted to, if that comes to a head. And we also can cause civil wars there as well to deal with them. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Would you like me to expand and conquer, or are they going up against the French, Britain, and the Americans in the next couple of episodes? This is 26th of April, 1941, which we're going to end it there. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series. And if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. It's much more reliable than the YouTube sub box. These days, to get all the notifications for the channel, you have to click the bell, of course, to join the notifications squad. I do enjoy reading those comments. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.